I use one change with my patients that cuts their risk of dying from a heart attack by 56%. They do not take a new pill. They do not change their dose. They do not add a supplement or change their diet or start an exercise program. They take the exact same medication they are already taking. They just take it at a different time of day. And within 48 hours, their body starts protecting itself during the 6 hours it was completely unprotected before. Your doctor has never mentioned this, not because it is wrong, because the instruction to take your pill in the morning was written in 1955. The science that proved it should be taken at a different time was published in 2020. 65 years between the instruction and the evidence. Your doctor is following a rule that is older than most of their patients. I am going to show you exactly what time to take it, which specific pills this applies to, which ones should not be moved, and the exact words to say to your doctor to start this conversation safely. Your body has a 6-hour window every day when your blood pressure is at its most dangerous and your medication is at its weakest. I am going to show you that window, and you are going to recognize that window because you have been feeling it every morning for years. One thing first, I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor. Do not move your medication to a different time without talking to the doctor who prescribed it. Some pills are dangerous to take at night. I will tell you exactly which ones. Use this video to have an informed conversation with your doctor, not to replace them. Your blood pressure right now, sitting where you are, is not the same number it was 6 hours ago, and it will not be the same number 6 hours from now. Your blood pressure changes every single hour of the day. It follows a wave, a 24-hour rhythm that your body runs on like a clock. If you have ever felt heavy and sluggish around 2 p.m., that is not just tiredness. Your blood pressure naturally dips after lunch. Your body redirects blood to your stomach to digest food. The pressure in the rest of your body drops slightly. That heaviness is real. It is your blood pressure falling. If you have ever felt a burst of energy around 4 or 5 p.m., like you could go for a walk or tackle a project, that is real too. Your blood pressure rises to a second peak in the late afternoon. Your body is giving you one more push before the evening. And if you have ever woken up at 5 or 6 a.m. with your heart pounding, a dull pressure at the base of your skull, a feeling like your body is already running before your feet hit the floor, that is the most important moment of your entire day. And it is the moment your medication is failing you. That early morning pounding is your blood pressure surging. Between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m., your body goes through a violent transition. Your stress hormones flood in. Your blood vessels clamp down. Your blood gets thick and sticky. Your heart pounds harder and faster, all at the same time. 40% of all heart attacks happen in this window. 49% of all strokes. Sudden cardiac death peaks between 7 and 9 a.m. This is not bad luck. This is biology. Your body creates a perfect storm every single morning. Tight vessels, hard pumping, sticky blood. The 3 ingredients for a heart attack or a stroke, all peaking at the same time, every single day. Your blood pressure pill is supposed to protect you during this storm, but it is not there. If you took your pill at 8 a.m. yesterday, it reached full strength around noon. It protected you through the afternoon. By evening, it started declining. By midnight, it was fading. By 4 a.m., it was nearly gone. The storm arrives at 5 a.m., and the pill that was supposed to protect you is at its lowest level in your body. It has been 20 hours since you swallowed it. It is barely there. You walk into the most dangerous 6 hours of your day with almost nothing in your blood to stop it. This has been happening every single morning for as long as you have been taking your pill in the morning. A man named Henry lived inside this gap for 6 years, and it cost him the one thing he loved most. Henry was 68 years old, a retired baker from a small town outside Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He spent 40 years waking at 3 a.m. to fire the ovens. He kneaded dough by hand, sourdough, rye, pumpernickel. His hands could feel when the gluten was ready by the stretch of it between his fingers. He fed an entire town before most people opened their eyes. When Henry retired, his wife said he would go crazy without something to do with his hands. She was right. He built a greenhouse behind the house, glass walls, wooden benches, a misting system he installed himself. He grew orchids, not the kind from a grocery store in a plastic pot, rare ones, competition grade. The kind that bloom once a year if every detail is perfect. Temperature, humidity, light angle, the exact moment to prune. Henry's orchids won 3 regional awards. His greenhouse was his cathedral. Every morning at 5 a.m., while the sky was still black, he would walk across the wet grass in his slippers and open the door. The air inside was warm and damp and smelled like earth and flowers. He picked up his tiny pruning snips, blades the size of a thumbnail. He studied each plant the way he used to study dough, by feel, by instinct, by the patience of a man who had spent a lifetime working before dawn. Henry took amlodipine, 10 milligrams, every morning at 8 a.m. with his coffee. His doctor said his blood pressure was great. His 1 p.m. appointments always read 128/82. At 5 a.m., his blood pressure was 185/110. Nobody knew, because nobody measured. The headache started 2 years ago. Every morning at 5 a.m., a vice closing around the base of his skull. Not sharp, dull, heavy, like a hand squeezing the back of his head from the inside. His heart pounded so hard he could hear it in the pillow. His hands shook when he reached for his coffee mug. He went to the greenhouse anyway, picked up his pruning snips, tried to trim a dead leaf off a stem the width of a pencil lead. His hand trembled. The snips slipped. He cut through a healthy stem on an orchid he had been growing for 14 months. Gone in 1 second. He put the snips down, walked back inside, sat in his recliner in the dark living room, waited until 9:30 a.m. for the headache to pass and the trembling to stop. By then, his pill had kicked in. By then, the morning was gone. This became his routine. Wake at 4:30, feel the vice grip, sit in the dark, wait, miss the morning. His wife would find him in the recliner every day. She stopped asking if he was okay. She just brought him coffee and sat across the room. She could see his jaw clenched, his fists white on the armrests. She told their daughter she was losing him, one morning at a time. The man who spent 40 years working before dawn could no longer use his own mornings. His doctor never knew. Henry's appointments were at 1 p.m. At 1 p.m., his amlodipine was at full strength, 128/82. Perfect. Managed. The chart said everything was fine. His mornings said otherwise. Henry was not getting old. Henry was living inside the gap between when his pill wore off and when the morning storm arrived. His body was unprotected during the most dangerous hours of the day. For 6 years. And the reason goes back to something that happened in 1955. The first blood pressure pills were powerful water pills. They made patients urinate heavily. If a patient took one at night, they either wet the bed or fell walking to the bathroom in the dark. So doctors told every patient the same thing. Take it in the morning. That instruction made perfect sense in 1955. In the 1980s and 1990s, a completely different kind of blood pressure pill was invented. ACE inhibitors like lisinopril, ARBs like losartan, calcium channel blockers like amlodipine. These drugs do not cause heavy urination. The reason for morning dosing no longer existed. But nobody updated the instruction. The morning habit was passed down from doctor to doctor like a family recipe that nobody questions. Henry's amlodipine does not make him urinate. There is no medical reason for him to take it in the morning. But that is what his doctor said. And Henry, like every patient, followed the instruction without asking why. Your body does not care what time your doctor told you to take the pill. Your body cares about one thing. Is the drug in your blood when the storm arrives? At night, when you are asleep, your body is supposed to rest. Your stress system powers down. Your blood vessels relax. Your heart slows. Your blood pressure drops. This nighttime drop is supposed to be 10 to 20% below your daytime level. It is called the nocturnal dip. Your heart needs this dip. Your kidneys need it. Your brain needs it. It is the nightly maintenance window for your entire body. In a healthy person, this dip happens automatically. The brake pedal presses itself. In seniors, the brake pedal is worn out. The nerve that controls it has weakened over decades of chronic stress and inflammation. The dip does not happen. Blood pressure stays high all night long. Your heart never rests. Your kidneys never get a break. The tiny blood vessels in your brain are pounded with daytime pressure 24 hours a day. Up to half of all seniors over 65 have lost this nighttime dip. They are called non-dippers, and most of them do not know it. Because their doctor measures blood pressure at 1 p.m. and sees a number that looks fine. Non-dippers have 2.5 times the risk of silent damage to the blood vessels in their brain. The kind of damage that leads to memory loss, to confusion, to the slow erosion of sharpness that everyone blames on aging, but is actually caused by relentless nighttime pressure that never lets the brain rest. Henry's wife noticed things. He forgot where he put his reading glasses. He called their grandson by the wrong name, twice. He stood in the kitchen and could not remember why he walked in there. She thought it was the beginning of something terrible. It was not aging. It was his brain being hammered by uncontrolled pressure every single night for 6 years while his pill slept. If you wake up more than twice a night to use the bathroom, that may not be your bladder. That may be your kidneys fighting against the high nighttime pressure. Your kidneys are trying to force fluid out to bring the pressure down. Every trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m. is your body trying to save itself. If your ankles are puffy when you wake up, but normal by afternoon, that is fluid pooling overnight. Your pressure never dropped low enough for your kidneys to clear it. If you wake up every morning with a dull, heavy ache at the base of your skull that fades by mid-morning, that is the most telling sign of all. That headache is the morning surge slamming into blood vessels that never got to rest overnight. The pressure peaks. The vessels strain. You feel it as a headache that nobody can explain. Henry had all three. The bathroom trips, the puffy ankles, the morning headache. He mentioned none of them to his doctor because he thought they were just part of being 68. They were not aging. They were his blood pressure refusing to dip at night while his medication slept in the medicine cabinet waiting for 8 a.m. A massive study changed everything. Over 19,000 patients, 6 years. Half took their blood pressure pills in the morning, half took them at bedtime. The bedtime group had 56% fewer deaths from heart problems, 49% fewer strokes, 42% fewer cases of heart failure. Same pills, same doses, different time. Those numbers were so large that some doctors did not believe them. They said the effect was too dramatic. The study was done in one region of Spain. Some questioned the methods. So a second study was done, in the UK. Over 21,000 patients, 5 years, morning versus evening dosing. The result was different. No significant difference in heart attacks and strokes between the two groups. Two massive studies, opposite findings. Both studies agree on one thing: evening dosing is safe. The UK study proved it does not increase falls, does not increase broken bones, does not cause dangerous drops in nighttime pressure. Taking your pill at night does not hurt you. So at worst, evening dosing is equally safe as morning dosing. The UK study proved that. At best, it cuts your risk of dying from a heart problem by more than half. The Spanish study showed that. Equal safety at worst, half the death rate at best. And if you are a non-dipper, if your blood pressure stays high all night, the evening dose forces the dip your body has lost. It gives your heart the rest it needs. It gives your brain a break from the pounding. It blunts the morning storm before it arrives. The change takes 48 hours to show up on a blood pressure monitor. You take the pill tonight. Tomorrow morning you check your number. It is already different. Not every pill should be moved to evening. This matters. ACE inhibitors like lisinopril and ramipril, ARBs like losartan and valsartan, calcium channel blockers like amlodipine. These are the pills that benefit most from evening dosing. They block the specific hormones that peak while you sleep and surge in the early morning. Taking them at night puts the drug at full strength during the exact hours your body needs it most. Water pills are different. Hydrochlorothiazide, furosemide. These make you urinate. Taking them right before bed means getting up in the dark multiple times. Getting up fast while your blood pressure is low from the pill is how seniors fall. A broken hip after 70 has a 20 to 30% chance of death within a year. If you are on a water pill, ask your doctor about taking it at 4 or 5 p.m. instead. The bathroom trips finish before bed. The blood pressure effect carries through the night. Beta blockers like metoprolol slow your heart. Your heart already slows naturally at night. Taking a beta blocker at bedtime can slow it too much. That decision belongs to your doctor. Go to your medicine cabinet. Look at your pill bottles. Find the ones I just named. If you see lisinopril, ramipril, losartan, valsartan, or amlodipine, Those are the ones to ask your doctor about moving to evening. Say these exact words at your next appointment. Doctor, I have been tracking my blood pressure at home, and my morning numbers are much higher than my afternoon numbers. I am concerned that my medication is wearing off before the morning surge. Would it be safe for me to take my lisinopril at bedtime? I am happy to monitor my numbers at night and in the morning to make sure nothing drops too low. Those words show your doctor you have done the work. They respect the doctor's expertise. They give the doctor the opening to say yes or to explain why your situation is different. If your doctor says no, do not argue. Say this: I understand. You know my history best. Would it make sense to do a 24-hour blood pressure monitor to see what my body is doing while I sleep? That way we would know for sure. A 24-hour monitor will show your doctor exactly what your blood pressure does at 3 a.m. The numbers will speak louder than any conversation. 4 things are destroying your nighttime blood pressure right now. Aged cheese before bed. Cheddar, Gouda, blue cheese. The cheese you eat at 8 p.m. watching television. Aged cheese contains a natural chemical that forces your nerve endings to dump stored adrenaline into your blood. Your vessels clamp, your heart rate jumps. The nighttime dip gets erased by a snack you thought was harmless. It can add 5 to 10 points to your overnight pressure. Switch to fresh cheese if you want evening cheese. Mozzarella, ricotta, cottage cheese. Fresh cheese does not trigger the adrenaline dump. Sleeping flat on your back. When you lie completely flat, gravity pulls the soft tissue in your throat backward. Your airway narrows. Your oxygen drops slightly. Your brain panics and fires the alarm system. Adrenaline spike, vessel clamping, heart rate surge. This happens 20 to 30 times an hour and you do not know it is happening. You wake up exhausted with a pounding head and blame it on aging. Sleep on your side, or use a wedge pillow to keep your head elevated. The airway stays open. The alarms stop. Many seniors see improvement the first night. Drinking a full glass of water to swallow your evening pill. You chug 12 to 16 ounces at 9 p.m. At 2 a.m., your bladder is full. You get up. You turn on the bright bathroom light. That light destroys the sleep chemical your brain needs to stay in deep rest. You walk back to bed. Your sleep cycle is broken. Your stress system reactivated. Your pressure climbs back to daytime levels. Take your pill with 1 small sip, 2 ounces. Do your heavy drinking before 6 p.m. The 10 p.m. news, crime, conflict, fear. The news is built to trigger your alarm system. At 11 p.m., when your stress hormones should be at their absolute lowest, yours spike because you spent 30 minutes watching manufactured outrage. Your blood vessels stay tight for the first 3 hours of sleep. The dip never happens. Turn the television off at 8 p.m. Pick up a book, paper, fiction. Your stress hormones drop. Your vessels relax. Your heart gets to rest. Henry had 2 of these working against him. Sharp cheddar every evening with crackers. And the 11 p.m. news every night until his eyes closed to the sound of a newscaster describing something terrible. His daughter is a nurse. She asked him one question over Sunday dinner. Dad, what time do you take your amlodipine? He said 8 a.m. With my coffee. Have not missed a day in 6 years. She said, when do your headaches start? 5 a.m. Every morning. She put her fork down. Dad, your pill is gone by 5 a.m. It wore off hours ago. Your blood pressure is spiking with nothing to stop it. That headache is the spike. Henry stared at her. 6 years of mornings lost to a recliner and a dark living room. 6 years of watching his greenhouse through a window instead of standing inside it. And the answer was not a new drug, not a new diet, not surgery. It was moving the same pill from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. She called his doctor, explained the situation. The doctor agreed to switch the amlodipine to bedtime. It is not a water pill. It would not cause bathroom trips. The switch was safe. She also told him to stop the aged cheddar after 6 p.m. and to turn the television off by 8. Henry took his pill at 9 p.m. that night. Day 2. He woke at 4:30 a.m., sat on the edge of the bed, waited for the vice grip. It was not there. He sat there for a full minute, a slight heaviness behind his eyes, but no crushing pressure, no pounding heart, no shaking hands. He stood up. The room stayed still. He walked to the kitchen, made coffee. His hands were steady around the mug. His wife was still asleep. The house was quiet. The morning was his. Day 3. He checked his blood pressure at 5 a.m. with the home cuff his daughter brought him, 122/78. He had never seen a number that low at 5 a.m. His afternoons had always been 128. His mornings had been 185. For 6 years. Nobody measured. Nobody asked. Day 5. 5:15 a.m. Henry walked across the yard in his slippers. The grass was wet. He opened the greenhouse door. The warm, damp air hit his face. Earth and flowers and humidity. He had not smelled this in months. He picked up his pruning snips, looked at a Phalaenopsis orchid he had been nursing for 2 years. A single dead leaf, the size of a fingernail, on a stem the width of a pencil lead. He reached out. His hand did not shake. His vision was clear. His head was quiet. He trimmed the leaf with one clean cut. The snips closed with a tiny click. The leaf fell onto the wooden bench. He stood there for a long time. Not because anything dramatic happened, because nothing happened. No headache, no tremor, no vice grip, no fear. The morning was his again. Week 2. His wife stopped finding him in the recliner. He was in the greenhouse when she woke up. Dirt under his fingernails, a look on his face she had not seen in 2 years. She said, "One morning, you seem like yourself again." He looked at her and said, "I am." His daughter called to check on him. She asked about the headaches. Gone. The bathroom trips at night, down from 3 to 1. The puffy ankles. He could see his ankle bones again in the morning. She said, "Dad, that means your blood pressure is finally dipping at night. Your heart is getting to rest for the first time in years." He said, "All I did was move a pill." She said, "That was all it took." Week 3. Henry noticed something he had not expected. He remembered things. His reading glasses were where he left them. He called his grandson by the right name without pausing. He walked into the kitchen and knew exactly why he was there. His wife noticed before he did. She stopped finishing his sentences for him. She stopped reminding him of appointments. She did not say anything about it directly. But one evening, she looked at him over dinner and said, "Your eyes are different." He said, "What do you mean?" She said, "They are clear." His brain was resting at night for the first time in 6 years. The pounding had stopped. The tiny blood vessels that feed his memory and his focus were finally getting the low-pressure maintenance window they needed. The fog was not aging. It was nighttime pressure destroying his brain 1 hour at a time. At his next appointment, Henry brought a notebook, 2 columns, morning readings and evening readings, 2 weeks of data. His doctor looked at the morning column, 122, 118, 124, 120, 126. He looked up from the notebook. "Henry, these are the best morning numbers I have ever seen from you." Henry said, "That is because you have never seen my morning numbers before. You always measured me at 1 p.m. His doctor ordered a 24-hour blood pressure monitor. The results confirmed it. Henry was dipping at night. His morning surge was blunted. His heart was resting. His doctor said the words Henry never expected. "I think we can talk about whether you still need the second medication. Not adding, reducing." 3 months later, Henry entered one of his orchids in the regional competition. A cattleya he had been nursing back from near death since the headaches started. It had not bloomed in 2 years. When Henry got his mornings back and started tending it properly again, it produced a single enormous bloom, deep purple with a white throat. He won second place. When they handed him the ribbon, his hands did not shake. His head did not pound. His vision did not blur. His wife was standing next to him. She was not holding his arm. She was not asking if he needed to sit down. She was not finishing his sentence when someone asked him about the orchid. She was just standing there, watching her husband be the man she married. The baker who worked before dawn. The gardener whose hands could feel when something was ready. Henry did not just move a pill. He got his mornings back. He got his mind back. He got his hands back. He got his wife's respect back. From the same pill he had been taking for 6 years, taken at a different time. Imagine your next morning. You wake up at 5 a.m. No headache, no pounding, no pressure behind your eyes. You check your number and see something you have never seen at that hour. You bring 2 weeks of morning readings to your doctor. Your doctor looks at them and says, "These are the best morning numbers you have ever had." Your spouse stops treating you like glass. Your children stop whispering about your health in the other room. You walk outside before dawn and the morning belongs to you. Not to a recliner, not to a dark living room, to you. One subscriber told me she showed her doctor 2 weeks of morning readings after the switch. The doctor stared at the numbers and said, "Why did we not do this years ago?" She said those words erased 10 years of frustration. Another told me his wife said he stopped grinding his teeth at night. She did not know grinding was connected to blood pressure. She just knew it stopped the week he moved his pill. He slept through the night for the first time in 3 years. His wife slept through the night for the first time in 3 years too. That is what happens when you match your medication to your body, instead of matching it to your morning coffee. Moving your pill to the evening is the easiest change you will ever make for your blood pressure. Same pill, same dose. No new prescription, no new cost. No lifestyle overhaul. You just take it at a different hour. And within 2 days, your body starts protecting itself during the hours it was left completely exposed. But the pill is a temporary fix. It forces the dip. It blunts the surge. It buys your heart time. But it does not repair the reason your body lost the dip in the first place. The worn-out brake pedal. The stiffened arteries. The chronic inflammation that keeps your stress system running all night. The pill timing opens the door. The full protocol walks you through the repair. The blood pressure protocol is my ebook. It is the full system. The timing fix you learned today is one piece. The specific foods that calm the stress system at night. The breathing technique that strengthens the brake pedal. The inflammation triggers to remove. The exact tests to track your progress. When you combine the timing fix with the protocol, you do not just survive your mornings. You rebuild the system so thoroughly that your doctor starts talking about reducing your medication. Not because the pill is managing the number, because the number does not need managing anymore. The blood pressure protocol is not sold on this channel. The only way to get it is through my newsletter, Senior Health Life Daily. Free to join, link in the description. Every morning, I send you one thing that does not fit in these videos. When you join, you get a welcome email. Reply to it. Tell me what time you take your pill and what your number looks like at 6 a.m. I read every reply personally, and I will tell you if the protocol is right for your situation. The person watching after you is going to scroll down and read the comments before they press play. They are looking for someone like them, someone who takes their pill in the morning, someone whose mornings feel terrible, someone whose afternoon appointment says everything is fine. Your comment is for that person. Tell me 2 things right now. What time do you take your pill? And do you get morning headaches or wake up with your heart pounding? Those 2 answers might be the reason the next person asks their doctor about switching. Hit the like button. That tells YouTube this video helped someone. One tap from you puts this in front of a senior whose mornings are being destroyed by a pill that wears off before the storm arrives. Subscribe if you have not. The next video connects directly to what you learned today. Text this to one person tonight. The one who takes their pill with morning coffee. The one whose doctor says everything looks great at 1 p.m. The one who sits in a recliner every morning waiting for the headache to pass. They deserve to know what Henry knows. Click the video on your screen. If you have high blood pressure, eat these 7 foods every morning. 7 foods that force your blood vessels to open. One of them works in 90 minutes. Click it. I will see you there.